How to Grow Garden. I'm Scarlett. Today I am planting out some of my vegetables. So I've taken the last few days and I've figured out my plan. Since this is a new allotment and it's obviously not at home in the garden that I have, it's an entirely different layout. At home I have round curves and 1 meter 20 walkways and paths everywhere, and it's all done for the elegance and the look, the style, the overall feeling of the garden. Now here, I want to be efficient. I want things to grow the best they can possibly grow, and I want to have an amazing harvest. Now at home, of course, I'm also growing vegetables too, but it's very mixed and it's very squashed. Everything is very, very squished at home. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and made somewhat of a chart. So this is my general and basic layout for what I might, or what I plan on doing here. And to go through it with you, we will have, and not at this very moment, but eventually, strawberries, tomatoes, basil, kale, broccoli, leeks, onions, garlic, carrots, squash, corn, peas, zucchinis, herbs, beans, tomatoes, and watermelon. Is that a lot?
You should list that on the screen when you're done.
Okay. So the strawberries are already in the ground. The tomatoes, I have some here, and most of the other ones are at home, but I have some steak tomatoes here as well. Basil, that's going to go around the tomatoes. Is really great if you can surround each tomato with your basil. Kale is going to go in the far corner near the broccoli and the carrots, the onions, and the garlic, because those are all really companion plants. They're really friendly to each other. They get along really well. I'm also going to put kale on the edge, I think, next to the carrots. So it'll be this way with carrots and that way with broccoli, and then more kale and anyway in the back. Then leeks, onions, and garlic, that's going to go pretty much everywhere. I'm going to have little stripes of them going everywhere because those things will keep the carrot fly away, aphids away. They'll help all of your plants. If you can plant carrots, garlic, onions, and leeks, or for that matter, any of the allium family, which is the onion family. Then we have the squash. Now the squash, I don't really have space for squash in my lovely little picture. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another bed with watermelon and squash on the side, and we'll have to build some kind of structure. Now, since my car is in the shop, that means I can't come here every single day, so this might take a lot longer than normal. So what I'm really looking forward to here is my fall garden. So I'm starting it in the middle of June. And by the middle of July, I hope to have everything ready and in the ground and really growing well, and then to harvest more towards August. So what's at home will become my summer or first crop, and this will be more like my late garden or later crop, second crop. Then we have corn, and that needs to go somewhere in the back, and it's really important to consider where the sun is, because corn is so tall that it doesn't lean over, the shade from the corn doesn't interfere with anything growing around it. So of course I'm going to plant the three sisters, which is the corn, the squash, and the peas. Normally beans, but I'm going to plant peas. My husband loves beans, so I might mix it up and do peas and beans, but I'd also like to do beans on an arch, so we'll see how that goes. Then we have zucchini. I have lots of zucchini, way more zucchini growing at home. That will be an entirely huge patch by itself. Probably, let's see, near the corn, the peas, and the zucchini, because the zucchini is okay with partial shade, mostly sunny, but it can be a little bit shady for zucchini because of the really large leaves. Now, if you think of large leaves, something like squash, something like zucchini, something like watermelon, anything that's got really, really large leaves are going to be okay with just a little less sun than something like tomatoes or peppers that need really full sun, which is more like 6 to 8 to 12 hours, whereas zucchini and squash are more like 6 to 8 or 5 to 7. They can go a little lower on that spectrum. The herbs for me just kind of covers everything. I have so many herbs growing at home, and here I think we want to do herbs too, but I'll have to do that entirely. I'll have to plan that separately because I didn't bring any herbs today. Oh, and then potatoes. Beans I've already talked about. That's going to go on an arch. And then potatoes. Now the thing about potatoes and tomatoes are actually of the same family, and so when your tomatoes get blight, your potatoes will get blight. Or when your potatoes get blight, your tomatoes get blight. So you want to keep these two things far, far away from each other, which means my potatoes will be, here, and my tomatoes way over there. You don't want them next to each other. They'll make each other sick. So your potatoes will grow with I have a list for that too. This is why it took me so long. See, let me go through this. So squash will grow well with corn, peas, and beans. Tomatoes with garlic, basil, carrots, chives, onions, and parsley, but not potatoes. Cucumbers grow well with corns, leeks, onions, peas, sunflowers, and not potatoes. Herbs pretty much grow well with just about anything. Zucchini loves squash and radishes and onions. Onions love carrots. Garlic loves tomatoes, but no peas and beans. Interesting, huh? Potatoes love broccoli, corn, beans, marigolds, but no cucumbers, pumpkins, tomatoes, or sunflowers. Strawberries love lettuce. Lettuce loves strawberries. How convenient. They also love cucumbers, but lettuce does not like tomatoes. Leeks like carrots, celery, and onions, but not peas and beans. Peas love carrots. Broccoli loves potatoes and onions, but not strawberries. And kale loves potatoes, but no mustard. So that would be the one herb you can't grow with kale. And carrots love chives and onions, but no dill. Do not plant your carrots with dill. That is my list of friendly to non-friendly, which was my basis for this layout. So check back in about 3 months and you'll see the whole thing finished, and then you'll know how it went, and I will come back and tell you if it worked or not. That's what I've got so far. I hope you find this interesting, and I do hope you join us for the rest of our How to Grow at an Allotment series, which will be really, really exciting. I'm totally looking forward to it. So guys, give me a thumbs up if you like this, and don't forget to give me a comment. Let me know you're here. I'd love to hear from you, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Toodaloo!